but to justify my current nutritional status and habits, I had to drag in the love for animals and the idea that they are conscious beings.
Yes. Welcome to Agape Show. My name is Agape Charity. This channel deals with matters of health, pretty much sustaining a high quality of health lifestyle. Today we are joined by one of my favorite mentors. Let's find out who he is.
Yes, thank you very much. My name is PTR LMDumizulu of Marfado.
Welcome to Agape Show.
Thank you very much.
Why veganism?
Oh, well, it was an issue of matters of health. I had developed goiter, and orthodox and traditional healers could not solve the problem. But a Sri Lankan doctor who was trained in Western Orthodox medicine and also had their own way, traditional way from Sri Lanka, decided to take over the case, and he came up with a solution that eventually led me to become a vegan. And since that time, I did not develop goiter.
Oh, that's really an interesting,
Yes.
breathtaking testimony. So how do you define veganism in your own words?
I think it is a type of nutrition, if you can call it diet, which I don't really want to use because the word diet is the words die there. But nutrition, which is connected to natures and nature, which precludes anything with the eyes, with ears that runs away when you want to catch it with the blood. So I don't eat anything like that, even eggs, even milk from that. I only concentrate on herbs, vegetables and fruits and a lot of water.
That's good. Water is life.
Yes, provided it's good water.
As well, and you have to look at the nutrition
Exactly,
guidelines.
yes.
And my fellow listeners, I also have found some interesting facts that I researched that vegan was actually found by one of the English society in 1944. They defined it as a way of living which seeks to exclude as far as possible and practical for all forms of exploitation and cruelty to animals for food, clothing, and any other purpose. So that leads us to the next question. When did you decide to become a vegan full time?
Oh yeah, that was in 2010. Just want to add there so that the viewers have a broader picture in terms of the historical timeline. The British who defined the word vegan was not the first to do that. Ancient African priests in Africa, at the top of the pyramid were people that never ate anything that walked, that had eyes, that produced children. They ate herbs, and you can do your research. The only thing they used from such animals was the leopard skin. That was the only thing they used. So that British never defined veganism. There were lots of people that did not eat meat. But of course, maybe in terms of academics and officializing it for the British and for the Commonwealth, then we could say in modern times, he's the one who put the word veganism there.
Oh, that's very incredible. Maybe here a benefit.
Yes.
All right, so it's better between transition to a vegan diet gradually or instantly, and why?
For the sake of the viewers and for the sake of anyone, it is not advisable health-wise to just stop eating meat and then go vegan. No. You have to transition. The transition with others like Dr. Spiro may take 2 years. But the focus and the concentration that I want to do this, and you must have a purpose of why you are doing it, a clearly defined purpose. You cannot just say, now I want to be vegan. You should have, because that purpose will become the foundation and the fuel for you to persist and continue. Otherwise, it will become a fad, something that you do today and you don't do tomorrow, and your body will never be able to adjust and come to a point where it says, this is how I manage the production of energy and the maintenance of the cells. It needs a clear-cut, mentally structured goal that I want to be a vegan because of A, B, C, D.
Okay, but from your own story, which is so unique, it's because the doctor diagnosed you with goiter, and then that led you to fall in love with the veganism as a lifestyle.
You can say I was pushed towards that, but to to justify my current nutritional status and habits, I had to drag in the love for animals and the idea that they are conscious beings.
Yes.
And also PETA, the Organization for the Protection of Animals, and also like the British guy, and the fruitarians, and those the breatharians, and the gurus, especially in eastern part of the world, in India and China and other places that have been able to live for a longer time because they adopted a vegan diet. Not saying that if you adopt a vegan diet, you are free from diseases and you are free from death and injury. No. But because of my health status, I had to adjust and to justify so that my brain can accept it and my life can be conform to that.
Oh, that's really good.
Yeah.
Incredible contribution. So what were the challenges you encountered
Many.
religion?
Many.
Yes.
I want to confess, my last piece of meat was chicken wings. That's my favorite meat. Every time when I see chicken wings, well fried and done, wow, the idea that this good is always there. So one, that was the challenge, and the habit, to break the habit of eating meat. And the eggs and the breakfast and the cereals and the milk is one of that's a tough. I can never ever ask for another tougher decision. Even as you live in life now, I started in 2010 and it's almost 11 years, but the challenge is still there and it's very, very hard. But once I think if I eat meat, my goiter comes back, then I stop. There were issues around my diet at that time, iodized salt, meat products, those came up because the blood analysis that the Sri Lankan doctor did is not the orthodox one you learn in college or university.
Yes.
It's another system that has been removed from orthodox medicine and is still with a few primitive tribes. And they don't put your blood under the microscope or what. They use other systems that are very unique. Okay. And they come up clearly. And when I had not told him my diet, and he told me, you use iodized salt, I said, yes. He said, you eat this meat, you eat this, you eat this. I said, and your dominant meat is chicken. I said, yes. And he said, yes. And then he came up and said, this is what we do in Sri Lanka. Stop eating meat. But for the sake of viewers who might want to adopt it, for me to transition, he ordered a certain seeds, very small little black seeds from Sri Lanka. Yes. And he says, in 2 weeks' time, I'll get your seeds. Mm-hmm. There was still the Tamil Tiger War in Sri Lanka, but I eventually got the little seeds. And he said, start eating these seeds and then reduce your quantity of meat, whatever type, fish or whatever. And then I thought, I'll continue. And then gradually my body started not to like meat.
Okay.
As soon as I ate those seeds, I ate 3 a day.
Because you made a decision.
Yeah, I made a decision, yes, but I think the seeds adjusted the body.
Okay.
So that was an assisted transition. It took me about a year and a half and
to stabilize.
Yeah, not a year and a half. Sorry, I'm making a mistake. That was 2007 to 2010. So it took me about 3 years to transition to fully vegan and abhorring meat.
Okay, that's really good. So do you take any supplements? Because some of the foods, they don't have enough vitamin B12.
Yes.
And what do you say to those type of vegans that take supplements?
You have to because like vitamin B12 that you raised, they tell us it's dominantly found in animal products. Mm-hmm. But I think there are other synthetics that have come in on board. So I think you have to have a blood test now using the orthodox way. Okay. And then they tell you what you are lacking, anemic or iron or what. And then you have to adjust accordingly and do a lot of research on fruits, on nuts, on vegetables, on tubers, and traditional foods to supplement that. Because although it's found, vitamin B12 found in other plants, but it's in very minute quantities. Mm-hmm. The good thing about it is that the body needs a tiny, tiny amount of B12. If you take excess, it will flush it out. Oh, wow. So you have to take supplement if you cannot come up with a regime that will give you the vitamin B12 that you need.
So what's the normal ratio or normal diet for a person? How do you determine how much the quantity of vegetables and fruits?
Oh, yes. Oh, the good thing about vegetables and about a vegan diet is you can never overeat. It's
Okay.
impossible because you feel yourself that, no, I've had enough.
Yeah.
Take, for instance, mangoes. And you say, now, today, I'm going to eat mangoes. You cannot eat a bucket full. You eat to a certain point and your body will tell you this is enough. Why? Because vegan or vegetables or herbal foods are not addictive. They don't become hooked to certain cells and change your DNA to like something or your mind. It's natural. That's why it's called a natural diet.
Yes.
Yeah, because it's based on vegetables and herbs.
Okay, that's good.
So, but the quantity, what you have to do is to weigh your energy levels. When you adopt, when you transition. Sometimes I was like, for instance, the first days when I started my vegan diet, I was weak. There came a time when I could not even. I knew my energy levels are low.
Yeah.
And then gradually, after a year, it went up, and today I can run. I can do anything that everyone else can do.
That's really good. I have incredible facts that I researched, and it's according to Julia Zompano. She's a registered dietitian in Cleveland Clinic. She said that every meal should be at least 50% vegetables. The goal should to get a minimum of 7 to 9 servings of vegetables a day, 2 to 3 servings of fruit. What do you say about that?
I disagree totally with all that.
Why?
I'm a vegan, so 100% of what I eat should be from a vegan diet. Otherwise, I would end up advising the people that eat meat and eggs what they should do. I can't do that because I'm not a medical professional, and I'm not a nutritionist or a dietitian. But I can only speak of my own experience and the experience of my other friends that are vegans.
Oh yeah.
In the quantity of food that we eat, we need energy, we need proteins, and we need foods that give us immunity. So that's why you find that lemons and limes, ginger and garlic, a little bit of garlic, because one of my mentors, Dr. Sebi, discouraged us from using garlic. Yeah. But onions and all that stuff, you need that as the runaround. For your eyes, you need the tomatoes, chives, and all these other things. So that's the balance that you have. But you need energy to be boosted with the energy. So we use, like, I'm an African, I eat African food from Africa.